Welcome to outside the barn, where we take on stuff that, we can't really fit on our main channel pole barn garage. This is the Ranchero we just drove home from Texas. I want it to be a little more reliable to drive around, so we're gonna swap a starter onto it and a carburetor I have. See if we can get this thing to start more consistently and run a little bit better. So let's pull it on in. So I'm dumb. This is actually a 351 Cleveland. I was calling it a 302 in the video. But, I don't know. These aren't really my wheelhouse, but it is a 351 Cleveland. Thankfully, the starter we bought will still work on that 335 series. It's the same as a Windsor. Jay, you want to do the carburetor?
Yeah.
So that's a carburetor I've had laying around for a while. It's a Chinese Holley motorcraft knockoff thing. That I have ran those before, and they actually have worked for me in the past, so worth a shot. This thing, if you remember, was just so corroded I couldn't get it all the way apart to clean it. So anyway, you do that, bud. I'll crawl under there, change the battery cable and the starter. This starter looks like a bitch to get off of there, but the cable is really bad. If I could just change the cable, I might just do that. I bet that's all it is. It's a wonder that it actually lasted. I don't know if I can get it out of here in one piece, but let me show you. It's definitely the cable. That'll do it, and that'll do it too. Just about every time. Oh, and that. Yeah. We'll just change the cable. I think that fixes this. Yep, there's that.
Yeah.
So that thing was so corroded inside, I couldn't get the jets out of it or anything.
Looks pretty bad.
It is. Save the gasket.
Yeah,
well, they hold gasoline, Jay.
Yes, I know. Yeah. I didn't.
Well, it looks shiny on there anyway.
It does.
You're going to have to figure out where the vacuum ports go, of course.
Yeah, there's one here.
Let's go ahead and change this ground cable too. It's junk. Alright, you got the carburetor installed. Looks like it's on there, right? Let's see if that Chinese thing runs halfway right. And we can see if it cranks too. That thing runs pretty good, actually. Now, the biggest problem with this was, remember that base plate was all warped on it. Yeah, that was really its Achilles heel, so to speak. But, for a Chinese knockoff, it was like $100. Runs pretty good. I'd like to throw a timing light at it, see what we're doing for that, because the idle's still kind of strange, but it's a lot better than it was. So, I'm going to have JD change the oil in this thing. We never changed it. It was new when we got in it, but after the trip it took, it deserves one, I think. So he'll go ahead and change that with some just leftover oil we have laying around. So I have the vacuum advance going to manifold vacuum now. I'm going to move it to a ported vacuum, and that might help our idle some, and we'll throw a timing light at it just for giggles. Is it coming?
No. Well, though.
You make sure the vent's open on that.
It's sealed.
No, you open.
Oh, open.
There you go.
Open. Yeah, I didn't even get dirty.
Gross? Or just kind of normal?
Normal.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh. Alright, well, that's done. The oil's changed. We got our new air filter on here. I got that off of Holley's clearance. Got that for like $17, I think, with the washable filter. Pretty cool. Holley.com, go to their clearance section, and I bought a ton of stuff. That's where I just stockpile crap like that, so I have it for cars. I cannot, for the life of me, get to the distributor bolt on this thing. It doesn't look like it's ever been touched, so maybe we just throw a light on it and see where it's at, and if it's okay, we just leave it alone. Looks like it's sitting at about 5 degrees. It could use a little bit more. Now that's bolted down pretty good. Took a little doing, but we cleaned up the balancer and then put a dot on it so we can actually accurately see where it is. But I did get the distributor loose, so let's fire it up and check it again just to be sure. It may not be that far off. It's actually retarded. It's less than 0. Excessive? Maybe. But it worked. Well, I can move it one direction.
That's true.
I did move it the correct direction. Did I advance it enough, though? God! That son of a bitch is in there. Try flipping these. I can't really get these in the right way. Do you know the right way to use channel locks? You always push on the lever side.
Oh.
That's how you get the bite. So when I got room to do that on this side, you know, I can get some leverage on it. But on the other side, I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely moving. There we go. That's a little bit of play.
God damn. I'm gonna just work it back and forth until it frees up.
Okay.
There we go. Whew. I think we got that one in the nick of time. Too much longer of that, and that would have never come out of there.
Yeah.
I'll give it just a little bit more. Maybe 12. I see it moving around a little bit. What that means is the centrifugal advance is probably stuck, or it's got a broken spring or something. It's a Ford, and they're a bitch to get to in there, so I'm not going to mess with it. Sounds good. Go ahead, shut it off, see if it restarts.
Yeah.
It still idles like crap. I tried hooking up the vacuum advance and it kills the engine, so I think the vacuum advance is just going full bore. So something's wrong with that. Something's wrong with the centrifugal advance too. And this Chinese carburetor is not ideal, but it is a lot better than it was, and it cost us nothing to do this. So it works for me. Let's take it down the road, see what it runs like. And I mean, at least it's not idling at like 2,000 RPM anymore. Seems better. I mean, it always ran pretty good down the road, so at least we didn't hurt anything. I smelled gas, but we smelled gas that whole trip, but that gas tank's got a huge rust hole in it. And, you know, it's fine. It ain't no powerhouse. The 351 Cleveland is only rated at 160 horsepower.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they're not, they're nothing special. A 302 would have been better. But I mean, it moves. It's a good car, and that's about it, and that's all it has to be. It runs really good. All right. Will it do a burnout at all? It will. It'll power brake. That's about it. Well, I made it back home. It's quite a bit better. I don't know. I think it's running out of gas, but you know, whatever. Hey, if you like this kind of like quick fix stuff on outside the barn, just let me know. And it's just gonna be stuff I can't really put in a regular video on Pole Barn Garage, but we can still show you what we're doing. Hell, it takes me like, I don't know, an hour to edit this, so let me know what you think.